Has anyone else noticed that Christmas commercials are starting earlier this year? It's like every commercial break, there's something that has to do with Christmas. And I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that this is just going to keep happening. The Christmas commercials are going to start earlier and earlier and earlier. And it's just the world that we live in. But I got to tell you, I'm a little frustrated with Lexus. I don't mind that they have, there's a lot of car companies that have Christmas commercials. But November 1st, Lexus started promoting their December to Remember sales event. It's November 1st. How can we have a December to Remember already? So here's my thing for you. If you're considering buying a Lexus, do not contribute to their lazy advertising. Wait until December. Make them come up with something else for November, even if it's a November to Remember sales event. The thing about all these commercials, though, is that they remind me that Christmas is coming quickly. And they want, I guess I wasn't realizing how quickly it is, in fact, coming. Because I'm excited about Christmas. I'm excited about Christmas morning, about Christmas Eve worship, all the things that we have planned. But I am nowhere near ready for it. I'm not even ready for Thanksgiving yet. I'm barely ready for Halloween. I'm excited, but I'm not ready. As I was thinking this week, excited but not ready is kind of the story of my life. I remember when I was called to be your pastor, how excited I was, and how, as I look back, I wasn't ready. I remember my wedding day, how excited I was, but how being a husband for the first time, it just wasn't ready. I was ready to be your husband, Michelle. But this whole two becoming one thing. And then I remember when Caroline was on the way, how excited I was, but how I never felt like I was ready to be a dad. There are so many things in life where I'm excited, but not ready. And I think that's the story of the people of Israel as well. When you read Amos today, they're excited for the day of the Lord. They've been talking about the day of the Lord, but Amos speaking on behalf of God is, you're not ready. You can be excited, but you're not ready. You think it's going to be all sunshine and rainbows, but it's not going to be a good day for you because you're not ready. You spend far too much time concerned with your own greed and selfishness instead of loving others. You spend far too much time concerned with your own privilege instead of doing justice. You spend far too much time excluding others instead of including others. You may be excited, but let me tell you, you're not ready. And as you look at our world today, I think, I am excited for the return of Jesus because our world is so broken. Because when you read the news on a daily basis, you think that our world is a world that no longer can be saved. There's no longer a hope for us other than the return of Jesus. Today is a day where we celebrate our veterans and we thank them for their service. And we hear stories about our veterans who have done so many incredibly powerful things, how they have tested the limits of human capability through bravery and courage. And just, it's an honor to have so many of you among us, but we shouldn't need veterans because we shouldn't need conflict. We shouldn't need war. And I'm not going to say that we're at fault for all the wars we've been a part of. There are some wars we have needed to fight, but most, if not all, wars were started because somebody was doing something they shouldn't have done. It's a byproduct of a broken world. And it's not like we're any better in society. I mean, you just still having trouble coming to terms with the fact that 500 people were shot in Las Vegas. And it's like, that's yesterday's news. That's last month's news. And then you hear about the mother in our own area who killed her children, and you're coming to grips with that. And that gets put on the back page because of the church shooting last Sunday. And it's just such a broken world full of broken people who do broken, sinful things. And we can all argue about what the right answer is. But I don't know the right answer. But I know somebody who does. And I know his name is Jesus. And I know that when Jesus comes back, these type of things won't happen anymore. And so I'm excited for that day. But I have to tell you, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for Jesus to return because I really like this life. I really like this way of life. And I got a bucket list. Does anyone else have a bucket list? Things they want to see? As a father and as a husband and as a friend, there are things I want to experience. And as a pastor and a person, there's things I want to accomplish. I have goals. I have things I want to do. I'm not ready for Jesus to return. I haven't made my hole in one yet. I haven't seen the Lions win a playoff game in a long time. What did somebody say? No, nothing. I just love this community. But if I'm being honest with myself, maybe I'm not ready because in the back of my mind, there's a little bit of fear. There's a little bit of fear. I think it's natural that for human beings to fear the unknown, but I think it's also normal to be afraid of meeting God, to be afraid as to what God is going to say, to be afraid as to what God is going to decide about us. And I'm not afraid that God isn't loving. I'm just afraid that I'm not good enough. We say that in our confession today. We fear that we are not good enough. And I think it's true. I think we do. I know I do. Because if I were in this parable that Jesus told, I know that I would be that person who ran out of oil. I know I'd be that. I run out of everything. But Jesus does not allow us to be unprepared. Jesus does not allow us to be not ready. Because Jesus is our light. Jesus is our lamp. And he never runs out. He never burns out. And when we are running low on faith, we still have enough Jesus to light the way. Because of what Jesus has done for us, God sees us as always ready, even though we're not excited about it. But now is not the time. And anyone who says they know when the time is foolish. Now is not the time, because God still has things that he would like us to accomplish. And we can accomplish those things if we are a church powered by love, willing to speak for what is right, act for what is just, and seek healing for the whole creation. Amen.